So
Mhm.
why is it that really rich people don't want to have anything to do with people who are of the less fortunate stature, even if those individuals are business owners as well? Well, that's exactly what we're about to get into today on Think Bigger. We're going to help you eliminate the fear of selling your product or service and show you exactly how to get into the upper echelon of the business world by adding these three techniques that will totally eliminate the consciousness of fear and put you into that mindset you were in when you created that product or that service for your business. But before we get started with that today, we'd like to introduce my partner in crime,
Hey,
Stacy.
hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. This is going to be a good one.
This is going
Good.
to always
You
be
got my
something.
attention.
It's going to be interesting. And but before we jump off that, we'd like to introduce our sponsor, Jab
Mhm,
Juice Consulting.
mhm,
And when you're in a place that you don't understand what to do next with your business, this is where Jab Juice comes into play and navigates your game plan and is right there with you when you are trying to get it going. Everything that is shown is applicable to you to get started now so that you're not just
mhm.
flailing. That's Jab Juice Consulting. So, thanks again. They're always front and center. Jabjuice.com
There you
when
go.
you want to elevate your life to the next level. Let's go. So, what I'm going to do for all the individuals who are watching, I felt that Stacy, it would be a good idea if I were able to really break down just the infrastructure of why is it that really wealthy individuals don't even want to share the same circle as the less fortunate. Why is it? Is because they don't understand sales. They run from sales, and the thing that we discuss on a regular basis is most people don't understand that when they are in their establishments offering their services, that
Mhm.
most of them aren't really selling. What they are doing is retrieving. The retrieving mindset is when someone is in an establishment waiting for people to come. They don't quite understand the operation of going out and making customers happen. And so I
That's
call
right.
it the doorman effect. You're standing there and you're waiting politely, bringing them in, but you're telling people. You're
Not
not
selling.
selling people. And
Big difference.
that is the humongous difference
Mhm.
between the extremely wealthy and those who are less fortunate because they run from fear. But when you finish watching this episode, it's going to remove the fear because it's going to give you something to do immediately. And there's a challenge directly after we walk through
Mhm.
this line item. So, Stacy, if you like to pitch in anything before I go down these
No,
three things that'll immediately
sure, sure.
change, go
Yeah,
ahead.
because here's what we know, the fear is real. The fear of selling is real. And that is why we had to put everything out there for you guys to be a part of and listen in, just
Mhm,
eavesdrop and take these pearls because, whether you're on the buddy buddy system, doing business with buddies,
mhm.
whether you're, selling yourself short or just don't have a game plan when you get in front of a customer, this is for you. This is for you. So we're here to give you a hand because we know sales is not easy, but I think when Eric breaks it down, it's going to make a lot of sense. And hopefully it
Good.
will help you, identify where you need to step it up and the tweaks that you can make because great things come when you can nail it. Sales and money starts flowing. So I'm interested for you to get going, Eric.
Thank you for doing that, Stace. And I want these individuals right here to now, we're going to get serious because when it comes down to business, I get serious. But I want you to be aware that there's a direct relationship between the success of a business at any given time and the percentage of its capital, temporal, and intellectual resources that are devoted to selling. And what does that mean? there's a direct relationship between people who have and people who don't, because people who have, have because they understand the importance of selling. And there's a direct correlation between those type people and those who don't. Most people who make a lot of money don't have a natural talent or an asset or a particular look. You know, you don't typically see the model guy having a little money. I mean, a lot of money. You see the humperdinks, the guys that were typically nerds in school. So they have to apply themselves in the thing that people want most. And that raises their affinity level, the affinity that people feel for them. And what does that mean? That means that other people who have a talent, that look good training, that physically look good, don't concentrate on the thing that means most, and that's sales. Can you relate? Because how you get rid of this mindset is, and this is where the challenge at the end is going to come into play, because I won't let you escape. Because this is all about knowing how to take what you do and start to make this your fuel. Your fear will be your fuel. And most business owners don't want to be seen asking for help or
True.
asking for sales.
Mhm.
But there's a framework to make it look and a lot different. Am I right, Stace?
You are so right, because I think a lot of people, when you think of sales, it's the sleazy used car salesman stereotype. And so unfairly, sales has gotten associated with that mentality or that type of individual, or that's what I got to do if I'm going to make a sale. And it's not that at all. So you
Great.
keep going. Yeah.
So, what we did learn that when your heart is in the right place, you're not selling, you are learning to serve. And
So,
we learned that people who really come from a good place in their heart, they learn particular techniques and to gel with who they are as a person. Because most people who go into the business field, they do it because they know how to solve a problem. The thing about it is, though, 9 out of 10 restaurants fail. And most people don't understand why. But the reason why that is because they were all started by chefs.
mhm.
And chefs know how to cook.
Yep.
They know how to pick meats. They know how to put things together, make it look all aesthetically beautiful, but they don't know how to sell.
That's right.
That's why with Jab Juice, the focus is to not only show people, but give the effervescence and the why and tell the story behind the people who actually created the product or service.
Mhm.
And when you understand how to deliver and serve the people, then it's not selling. You learn a skill on how to tell what it is that their outcomes will be.
Yep.
And over time, you get better and better and better. And all wealthy people say this.
Mhm.
If you had to start all over from scratch and do it all over again, what is the one thing that you'd want to have as an acquisition if you had to start all over in 100% across the board? They don't say friends, they don't say family. They say the skill of sales.
Mhm.
Because, see, most of you don't even see when sales are happening to you. We put out videos that go viral, and people don't even realize that those are sales videos. They go
Mhm.
viral. My son, I showed him a couple of techniques on how to upload a series of videos over the weekend, a couple of weeks ago. And I said, "Hey, man, your videos are going viral." He said, "But these," I said, "Right, these are ads, and people get so much value. They don't even realize that
Mhm.
I'm serving them on an entirely different level." And then when you're doing that, you're learning that sales isn't slimy, sales is serving. And
Serving.
we sat in immersive workshops and got educated with the biggest, broadest sales minds from people who are like us.
Mhm.
They came from the same texture that we did. They want to serve, but they have to sell. And they've come from this spot and they've ended up at this level because they learned the techniques and the tactics in order to serve communities that they don't just serve when the sale happens. They continue to give them value and they continue to be there for them, and they really immerse themselves with these individuals. And if that's how you are naturally, then this is the process of learning sales that you will want to embody, because there's that stigma with sales. They look like these car salesmen, snake
Mhm.
oil salesmen, and that's their technique. But when you actually learn how to do what we call farming,
Mhm.
it's having a conversation, finding
Mhm.
out what's wrong with that person, what is the problem, and what's giving them the pain. And what you do is offer a solution
Mhm.
or
It's
speak about a solution that's possible, because it's not always your opportunity. But
Mhm.
having a communication is all about understanding that this benefits me in sales, this benefits them in getting solutions. And that's a skill set, that's a technique. And it's very, very, it's typically who we actually are. But now you're learning how to fuse it all together. And then you can do it in a way that really sets you up for success. And now you can use your fear as your fuel. You
it's
can't wake up
powerful.
in the morning. Yeah, you don't wake up in the morning and have this. This takes time. It took me 8 months of serious ground and pound practicing with real opportunities and situations and scenarios. I mean, repetitiously. So, what do you
Mhm.
think? How long do you think it will take if you don't practice?
Yeah.
Never happens. But one thing that they
Hey, Eric,
always say consistently,
I'm going
yeah,
to interrupt you for just a second. Move to your left just a little bit so we can. Your mic is on your face, so we wanted to
oh,
make sure we could hear you and see you. There
yeah.
you go.
So, what, thank you.
You're
But
welcome.
when you are able to do this, this is now you're able to sell by farming. And
Mhm.
when you're doing it that way, it just lands a lot better. And then you can use your fear as your fuel, and you can get out of that space that you're in. And then you could have relationships and conversations with people who are much wealthier. So, what I'm about to share with you is the first thing that you'll have to test your business cachet on. And this is all about knowing exactly how to use number one. And that is, I know most people are like, what is this going to mean to me? But I'm gonna retract and speak.
Glasses on.
Yeah, I'm going to share with them once again about the direct correlation between the successful person and the non-successful person based upon the percentage of capital, temporal, and intellectual resources that are devoted to selling. That means your money, your time, and your mind, strategy, intellectual. See, we wanted to do it in a way that we devoted all of our time to learn how to do this in a methodology so that it gels with people. And when they see us, they want to run to us, not away from us,
Mhm.
because they know we're here. We hear it all the time. The reason why I teamed up with you guys is because I knew that you are doing it from your heart and that you were doing it more for just the money. The only thing the money does is operate the mothership.
That's right.
Okay, so that's one of the things that you have to have in your right place is your mind, and your heart has to be in the right place. And that's what will make sales happen, because people will gel from the spirit to the out exterior. So the number one thing that you can do is, number one, priorities to stage one business. So if you are at the beginning phases of your business, or you revamped your mind, number one is going to be great. Of the three is get a product ready enough to sell it. Boom. I sell massages. Is it perfect? Does it work? Yeah. Is it perfect? No. Let's sell it. Number two, because this is what happens typically. People get in their own way and they just do everything but go. They continue to want to do more. Let me brush some dirt off. Let me amp the wattage up. Let me make sure that it
More
won't
bells and
break.
whistles.
Let me go out and try to find more insurance just in case Oliver Humperdinck falls in the water with it and he gets electrocuted. Like they find every reason to not hike the ball. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'll start next week. But we all know if you're either going to have, it's going to be one day or day one.
That's right.
You don't wait. If you're going to wait, if you say you're going to wait, I'm going to be very clear. It's never going to happen. And that's fine. It's okay if you accept being mediocre with your conviction and your operation is only going to go as hard and as far as you, as the navigator of it, allows it to. So there will be people on your team that only will make X amount of dollars and they will always struggle as long as they're following you. They only can receive what the person that they choose to get behind will go out there and kill for them. You eat what you kill in this business world.
You do.
And don't take the personality that you have as a human being into the business world, because you can't take a knife to a gunfight. You're doing a different game. It's a different obstacle. So you have to learn how to navigate and play that game that way. So, like I said, number one is to get a product ready enough to sell. The second thing on this agenda is to sell it. Boom. Now, not tomorrow, not next week. That's what gets in 99.99% of the people who are listening right now. This is what gets in their way. They continue to want to wait another day, making more excuses. But what ends up happening is it never takes off, or they continuously get minimal results. Everything is modest. There are two ways to sell: modestly and aggressively. If you sell modestly, if you market modestly, what's going to come of that is low money, a lot of anxiety and depression. Sometimes it breaks homes up. If you sell aggressively and market aggressively, you make money, you solve problems, you grow a network, and that ends up being the value of your net worth. Happy wife, happy life. When you are operating at a maniacal level, nothing gets in your way. You become the direct elbow rubber of the top and the best of the best, and you become industry leaders. That's what happens. And now that you've done number two, once you got that product, if it sells, make it better before the copycatters come. And we've had a product as of now that goes up, it goes crazy. You know, hundreds of people vested and committed to wanting it, regardless. They don't even have the insight to it. They see it, they want it, they dive on it. And it's because we've figured out certain things. But the exact same time, the videos go viral as well, which takes away ad spend. They're at the top of feeds. Sometimes they get, people would love to say, I got 200,000 views. Well, we got 200,000 likes on so you're talking millions, and you're talking three or 400,000 views on a video that you are utilizing to serve people who have like no consciousness on how to use particular things, so that you give them tools.
Mhm.
And it's entertainment, because as many people save it as purchase it, because it's like, I ain't getting it today, I'm coming back to get it. Or I ain't the information. You got to learn how to do these things and serve people higher. That's what we call it in our world. We farm and make it very, very user friendly for people to approach you.
Mhm.
That's why we do things like polls and connect with our people and respond to them, and have shows that they could actually contact and communicate through. So with that being said, the three things are: get a product ready enough to sell it. Number two, sell it. And number three, if it sells, make it better.
Mhm.
How do people dodge sales? Would you like to run through that one, or I can do it? Because
Well, I just wanted to weigh in. I wasn't going to interrupt
well,
your
go
flow
for it.
there,
Go for it.
but
Weigh in.
what I wanted to share is, I know oftentimes when we work with our business owners,
Yeah.
the huge light bulb moment that happens is when they learn about shifting. It's all starts in your mind. It's all mindset, and it is a matter of serving and not selling. And once you get your mind there, and
Yeah.
you're, I mean, and most of us are very heart-centered people. We talk with all these different people, and they all are like, oh, I don't want to come across salesy, but I can't pay my rent. So, you got to do something here. But when they understand that selling is actually serving, and it's all about the person that you have something for, and you're truly doing them a disservice if they don't know about it. So, like, for example, if you've created a drug that cures diabetes and you have people in your network that are suffering, I think we would all say, if they don't know about it, you're doing them a disservice. So, when you shift your mind and you think of selling as service, that's the big light bulb moment. Because as business owners and entrepreneurs, we all know that for every dollar that you make, you got to create it.
Correct.
And the only way that happens is with sales. So I wanted to add that, to what you've already said. So people, if you didn't catch it that way, that it will, it'll land with you a little bit deeper. So if you want to go ahead and go.
I am. I'm about to say something, but Tiffany Holloway says, say that again. And, we always try to get everything that people are saying. Wow, you are so right. Yes, that's the real deal. But we want to hit you guys directly in the eyes. But let me tell you what people do instead of sell. This is what we have been guilty of. This is why we had to go get educated.
Mhm.
And our education is valued at $10 million is valued at that, because of the education. That's what we're targeting companies that come up under us to make yearly, not 1 million, but 10. So not seven figures, but 8, because this will get them there. And it's not going to be any more effort to get to $100,000 than it will take to get to $10 million, because it's all about the energy that you put into the thing that makes it the thing that creates results. That's why you see Mercedes, Benz, and Bentleys being driven by people who sell. That's who's driving those cars, whether it is luxury homes, whether it's in the stock market. It's all about investing your time into a place that creates revenue that you can't go out and work for someone to get. And so, with that being said, here are the things that people do instead of selling. This is how they prevent themselves from doing it. They want to take care of some more illegal requirements of the company. They want to file DBAs, which is doing business as. They want to get more permits. They're looking to always get more equipment. I got to get this. I got to get this, and I'm going to need this. So they haven't proven that what they have will sell, and they haven't even sold it, and they can't even improve it to make it better because they don't know what it is yet.
Mhm.
They want to, number five, they continue to form corporations, and we'll go get another LLC to tie to this one, because then this one can be tied to this, and they do everything:
Mhm. Both start.
buying, leasing. Let me tell you the difference: hiring employees and they haven't made a dime, they haven't proven that what they have will work. Filing tax forms, they'll eventually need, and they don't even need to do them yet. What you're finding is they're doing everything but what they need to do, because maybe what you have is great almost. It's the what we call the six-finger glove effect. Now, I love the color, I love the texture, I love the style, but I only have 5 fingers. You may only be one finger away from having the perfect billion-dollar product like Spanx, but you're not selling it. So it will never happen if you don't commit to selling that thing and
Mhm.
finding the market and then making it better. And this is where we are. We're getting in our own way of selling
Mhm.
instead of learning how to sell in a way that it is easy to say, I can, if I have a friend from high school and I'm at a high school reunion and they say, what do you do? I say, well, when people start a business and they don't really know what to do next to actually get traction going, well, what they do is I get on a call with them, whether it's a Zoom call, and I write out a plan after I hear what they want to do, what their goal is, and how much they want to make in this company. And we write out a plan. And then they hire me to coach them up through the process of acquiring the people that they will need, but making the money that will keep the company going. So, you can see me as a consultant and advisor, but one thing I do is I make money for these companies so that they can continue to reach. And we always try to set a goal of $10 million for the company. That's what I do. What about you? Oh, still working at Burger King. How's that going? No, the thing about it is you get the point. It's all about knowing the transparency of relationships. It's easy for me to tell a person what I do because it serves people who don't know how to get to that next level. And it's so much that you have to tell them. Every time people see me, I can tell them something different, even if it's 3 different times in the same day or 4 different times in the same hour, because there's so much in that library that you can tell a person about or enlighten them on, that we had to make it into a course so that you could get in it and go line by line, day by day, page by page, and chapter by chapter. But
Mhm.
before you get off the third page, you've already impacted your business exponentially.
Mhm.
All you have to do is what we tell everyone who comes into the program to do, and that is follow it.
Just
That is
follow it.
message us,
Mhm.
that is connect and have that whatever you run into ready to speak about when you get on the call with me the next time, so that we could refine it right then, give you something that's actionable to do. And most people like actionable things that they can do that's very simple, because the challenge is for you guys is to not get in your own way, to get out of your own way, stop telling people and start selling people. And I want to prove to you today that what you do will sell if you sell it. So the challenge is today, in 24 hours, you have until tomorrow at 1:30 to sell $100 worth of whatever it is you have to sell. And if you do, there's a $10,000 campaign in it for you that we will do for you gratis. And gratis means it'll be on us. And we're
Mhm.
going to show you how to turn that $100 into $100,000. And I love doing that kind of thing. And all you
Mhm.
have to do literally is show up every time. It's on you, Stace.
No, I think you closed it out really well. I mean, that's, we wanted to definitely today to enlighten everybody the difference between telling and selling, because as we meet with a lot of the business owners, whether it doesn't matter the industry, everybody seems to be features first. We do this, we have that, you can get this here.
Mm-hmm.
But all I want to know is, what am I going to get out of it? So when you're really serving someone, that person is going to come away saying, I'm going to be better by knowing you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be better. My life is going to be better. My life is going to be easier depending on your service or product that you offer. So the shift from serving to turn that into sales is a beautiful thing, and it takes all
Mm-hmm.
the pressure off. It takes
Yes.
all the pressure off. So as you guys work on your challenge, and I think we spoke about this beforehand, this is a new sale of $100. For those of you who are doing recurring revenue, this is a new fresh sale, a new fresh person coming into your fold.
When you share that, I would love for you to share what it is that you had down there that I am bigger than boom,
Yeah,
because they
because
need that visual.
the fear is real. This is what we need to, this is the mindset that you have to get to, that I am bigger than my fears, because I'm sure most of you have heard the phrase, and it's so true, that everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything,
Mm-hmm.
everything is on the other side of fear. So when you make that choice and shift that mind to say, I'm bigger than my fears, and you go all in, that's when momentum starts and change happens.
That's
'Cause-
beautiful. And I'll give you a takeaway before we close the showdown is when you hear in your head that, oh, I know what you're talking about. I know I get it. You don't. Because see, this stuff is on the opposite side of you know it all, because you always know what to do, but you don't do what you know. I'll say it again. You always know what to do, but you don't do what you know. Therefore, that's why there are exercises and workshops. And this is an exercise. You have to go out and sell $100 today. And if you do that every day for a month, that's $3,000. So do you really have that in you? Because most of you aren't even spending that much a month collectively with bills. Now, those of you who do, if you live in South Florida, that is not even your light bill, hardly. So you understand. But if you can do that, that's an injection of $3,000 a month. That's $36,000 a year that you add to what you're doing. So, what is it that you do? What is your service? And are you going to take the challenge? Because if you do, don't type challenge, because that'll trigger something different. But if you
Yeah.
do take the challenge, let us know by liking the video. And what we'll do is we'll be looking to see all of the people that can prove that they have done that with a receipt. And when we show up on next Monday, what we will do is we will confirm you've done it. And then we're going to walk you through this thing to show you exactly how we take people and turn their lives from bronze to platinum in just following a process. Hopefully, this was something that gave you all value. You're watching the new podcast, Think Bigger, with my name, Eric,
And I'm Stacy, everyone.
and our focus is to make sure that we help you all enter out of the fear and into success and into the winner circle. So long for now. We'll see you next time. Hopefully, we will see you soon in the winner circle. Take the challenge, the $100 a day challenge, and let's see how you can change things in your life exponentially.
All right.
Find us
Good stuff.
anytime at jabjuice.com, and I'll see you all soon. Next week,
Next time.
same time, bat station. Peace.